Hey. Super excited. Yep, we laugh. Right? Definitely live. Let me see. Y'all. Y'all know anything technologically savvy. Pray for me, y'all, is what I'm saying. Like y'all know, y'all know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Let me just share this so I don't get in trouble because y'all be coming for my neck when um I don't do what I'm supposed to do. Uh, and I get it. I get it. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So I definitely want to admit that. So I'm going to share this out so I don't get in no trouble. I'm not sure how. I've become the person who, I don't want no problems. I mean, I used to want all the problems. Now I don't. Now I'm like, no, I don't really want. Um, I don't want any problems. So definitely, yeah, definitely wanted to come in here and share um, and talk about networking because I think that's something that we don't get to talk about a lot. But it's very critical to your business, right? It's very critical to your business. So um, let's do that. All right, I did my job. I shared it. Look, I shared it. That was my job. Now I can get to the work. Is that okay? All right. So I'm not gonna assume that my marketing is doing all the things they're supposed to do. Y'all, I don't know what's going on with this background, but let's pray for it. Um, but my name is Erica Lane. I am the money elevation strategist who tripled my income using what is now my profitable entrepreneur money makeover program. Um, I have built businesses in tech. I've built businesses in education and finance, all of the things. This light is not playing nice with me. There we go. Um, and I've built businesses in all of the things. And so for me, networking has been a big part. Hey. Networking has been a big part of what I do. I have built businesses that have been successful, and quite frankly, I've built businesses that didn't work out. I can be honest about that. And I know most people, they're not honest about that. And most of the time, they're like, no, everything was always perfect. It was always great. That's not real. You know me. I'm going to be truthful. I'm going, hey, beautiful. I'm going to tell you how it is, how it was, and cry, all the things, right? And so I want you to know that it wasn't always perfect. It wasn't always, great. But right, there are some things I learned along the journey that I want to pass on to you as you grow through your entrepreneurship journey, right? And so I've built, businesses that put my blood, sweat, tears, and investment dollars, right, that have grossed $750,000 annually, and I've also had businesses that flopped. Right? Tell the truth, shame the devil. And then the reality is that I want to make sure that people don't have the experiences that I had if I can avoid it. Now, listen, there's going to be lessons and all types of things in entrepreneurship, and there's no avoiding it. But there are certain things that I think that if we teach, right, we'll be able to help people avoid a lot of the moments or the lessons that are unnecessary. So networking is one of those things that I want to deep dive into today because it is something that I think people overlook the power of, but also too let the profit in. Right? A lot of times people overlook the power of it, but also the profit in it. And so here's the thing, I'm be honest with you, right? I'm teaching a whole master class. Yes, a whole master class on networking, right? And networking powerfully and how to do it and make it as profitable as possible. So listen, this is not that, right? We only got a limited amount of time here, so I'm gonna give you as much as I can. But there is a whole masterclass, and not only is there a whole masterclass, right? The class is on me, meaning that you don't pay for the class, right? So I'm going to put this in the chat, y'all. There we go. If y'all know me, and I try. So the class is at eventworkshop.com. And you can register, and it's complimentary. Like I said, it's on me, right? Come in, get the information, but also be prepared to work, because y'all know. Listen, we're gonna work, but it's going to be a good use of time, and it's also going to be profitable, right? Because that's the only way to do things, is the profitable way. Um, So I'm teaching a whole master class. It is June 13th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the class is on me. So that means there's no fee to you, right? You just got to come and show up, and definitely be ready to work. Share with your entrepreneur friends, right? So we can get as many entrepreneurs on that Zoom as possible, so that we can teach networking the way I think it can be taught. Because you can teach something while doing it, right? And so we're definitely going to do power intentional networking. But that's that for that. So today, I just want to talk you through some of the things, right, that you need to know about networking with purpose, confidence, and for profit. Okay. Right. And then, like I said, we won't get into everything that we'll talk about in the class. Right. We'll give you tips, right, when you need to network with a short amount of time, right? The daily habits that you're going to need to have to network properly, right? How to leverage current connections, right? How to use existing activities and things that you do already, right, to network more powerfully. And then making sure that you have it as a part of your annual profit plan, right? We'll talk about a little bit of that, but we won't get to all of it. But the masterclass is a 90-minute intensive, right? We're gonna go deep. We're gonna, gonna get good. So just make sure that you register for that, and it's on me. That's even better, right? Eventproworkshop.com will get you um it'll get you the information, and you'll be able to register there. You'll be able to register there to get, what did I do? All right. I'm messing stuff up, y'all. Right. I'm messing stuff up. Yeah. Y'all know I don't got no business. I have zero business messing with computers and things like that. I have zero business doing that. So definitely wanted to just um, give you that information about the class, the 90-minute intensive. But today we're going to talk about, like, you know, we're going to talk about all things networking. So, purpose, confidence, and for profit. So, first of all, what is networking, right? What is the network? Because we've all heard words, and I think sometimes in these entrepreneur streets, people say words and they make it seem like it's one thing, but it's really something different, right? So, what is networking? Really, it just is the power of coming together to connect with one another, right? Usually with intention, and we'll talk about intention in a minute, right? But connecting with one another, right? And usually it's with intention and for a purpose. And so that's kind of where we are going with it now, right? And here's the thing: it's important to your business, because this is how statistics show this is how 20% of most entrepreneurs' business comes in. So if you're not networking and you're not doing it with intention, right, you're missing out on 20% of the clients that you could or should have, right? So you want to make sure that when you're networking with intention, because 20% of new customers, rather, excuse me, 20% of new customers, right, come into people's businesses because they network with intention, right? And obviously having a strategy, that definitely helps too, right? And so make sure that you know that that's why it's important, because there are clients and people who you may not know right now, right? And if you go to networking events, or you learn how to network, whether you're at an event or not, again, that's for the master class. We'll teach that, right? How to make networking an everyday occurrence, right? Not just having to go to an event. But if you network, right, how to make it something that's powerful for you, how to make it something that's profitable for you, right? And so that's why it's important to make sure that you have new people coming into your atmosphere consistently, right? There's that word, consistently, so that you're able to figure out, okay, how can I profit from the people in my network? Because we've all heard the saying, your network is your, I know you said it. Right? I know you said it. Your network is your net worth, right? And that's reality, right? And so you want to network with as many people as possible. I'm not telling you to run off and go out to events every day to go network, right? No, there should be some strategy involved in it, and it should be a part of your annual profit plan. We've talked about that previously. I told you there's a method to my madness and why I did this in the order in which I did it. But there should be it should be a part of your annual profit plan to network. It should be a line item in your budget, right? Because that's one of the questions I get oftentimes is that, should networking be a line item for a budget? Should it be in the budget? It absolutely should be in the budget, right? Because networking is a part of running your business. Right. And so it should be a line item in your budget. Now, listen, I'm not saying it needs to be $1 million, depending on who you're networking with, right? Because there are networking events that I have invested in that were absolutely free, that was fruitful, and the people who I met, I'm still in relationship with today, right? But then there are other networking opportunities that honestly I paid a couple of $100 to get in that room, right? Is what it is. I paid a couple of $100 to get in that room. And so, right, and obviously those relationships were fruitful and profitable and all kind of things. And so, while you need to know what works for your business, right? I would say that there should be a line item, because if you're going to do this intentional, you can't just depend on free spaces. I love like free spaces. And, there's value in free spaces, but there is a level of community. There is a level of opportunity that happens in paid spaces. It just is what it is, right? And so you definitely should have a line item for networking in your budget, right? So, and you definitely want to make sure that you're intentional about why you're going to a networking event, who you intend to meet at this event, right? Don't just haphazardly just walk in and be like, oh, well, let me see who I can meet. No, 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 no. You need to be intentional. You need to know exactly who it is you're trying to go meet, if not the person, but the type of person. So if you're thinking to yourself, okay, I know in my business to make things smoother, I need a marketing person. I'm making that up if that's what you need, right? So that is your intention. You're going to this networking event, to meet a marketing person or to meet someone who deals with social media or whatever it is that your needs are. Don't just go there willy nilly and let's see what happens, right? I always want you to be intentional about, meeting people, right? And having a purpose, right? One of the things I always say is proper purpose prevents poor profit, right? Proper purpose prevents poor profit. Listen, if you know who you're going there to meet, right? Anything outside of that is icing on the top, right? So be clear about what your needs are for your business. And so when you are networking, you know, okay, I need this for my business, or being clear about what it is that you're going to do for the entire year, which is what I have my clients do annual profit plans. Being clear about what you're going to do for the entire year, so that when you're in the room with people, you now know, oh, this connection can help me do this event that I'm doing later on in the year. This connection can help me launch the book that I'm going to do later on in the year. This connection is going to help me hire a team, right? Because I know I'm going to need more team towards, the holiday season, right? So be intentional, right, about what you're doing when you are networking. Don't just haphazardly say, you know what, I'm just going to figure this whole thing out. No, no, no. And we'll talk more about this on a masterclass of a whole checklist, right, of all the things that you're going to need to be intentional, right? So a whole thing. But right now I'm going to say be intentional about who it is, right? So then the question becomes, okay, Erica, if I'm intentional, I know who I want to get in the room with. I know who's going to be there. I know who I want to network. I know who my business needs. All right, Erica, here's the thing though. I'm not really sure I have the confidence to do this, because that's what it comes down to a lot of times. A lot of times it's not that we don't have the opportunities. We just don't have the confidence to take advantage of them, right? And so what I would say to you is your business depends on it, right? So what I want you to know is, first of all, stay calm, right? These are people. Above all things, these are people, right? And so I want you to have the confidence to say, this is my business, this is what I do, this is my elevator pitch, but have all those things ready. I think sometimes we're not confident in things because we're not prepared, right? We're not confident in things because we're not prepared. So what I would tell you is make sure that you're prepared. Make sure you have your elevator pitch. Make sure that you know exactly what your needs are for your business, as I just talked about being intentional. Make sure that you have everything ready, whether it's business cards, if you deal with that. I'm not a person that does business cards personally. I really believe that if people want to connect, they will connect, on socials or via text message. So that's just my thing, right? But if you have business cards, if you have brochures, right, if whatever it is you have to market your business, make sure you have those things with you, right? And any opportunity can be an opportunity to network. Don't discount like the meeting people, in events is one thing, but meeting people outside of the event space, you can network with somebody in a grocery store. I've done that. Don't laugh, y'all. I've done that, right? And had a great relationship with them, right, for some time. So don't discount that you may meet someone outside of a networking event. But if you have an intention to network, make sure you have your stuff with you. You're prepared. You have your elevator speech. You have all the documents, whether it's a business card, it's brochures, whatever it is, right? And you are ready to network, right? Then I think that helps with confidence. That helps you sit up because now you know what you know. You know who you need to meet. You know you have everything that you need. You know what to say because oftentimes that's the thing. It's like, oh, I get in these spaces and what do I say, right? Hi, my name is. Right? This is what I do. It does not have to be. I know these social media streets will make you think you have to say something crazy, like a whole a whole moment, right? But the reality is you don't. You realistically can start with something simple. Usually with networking events, they have icebreakers and all types of things, so it makes it a little bit easier, right? But if you are in a space where it's not curated, right? When we do power intentional networking at the Real Money Talk Summit, it's curated, right? So there's a method to the madness. But if it's not curated, not a problem. Hi, my name is. And the thing is, most people are nervous. No matter how confident they look, right? I can tell you, I have talked to people who have been speaking for 10, 15 years and they will tell you they get nervous every time they start to talk. Every single time. And you're like, you've been speaking for all these years. Every single time. I can tell you that I still get nervous. Every single time. every time I'm gonna turn on this camera, every time that I go speak on the stage, every time. Butterflies, right? But you have to push through that, right? Because your business needs you to show up. We talked about showing up a little bit earlier in the week, but your business needs you to show up, right? But then once you gain these relationships, right? So now you've connected with people who said, hi, my name is, you told them what you do, you tell them what they tell you what they do, right? Offer them something, right? People are so used to people taking from them that they'll get excited if you give them something, right? So offer them something, have something prepared to offer them, right? When you meet them, and then sustain the relationship. So that's the third thing, is that you actually have to sustain the relationships, because here's what I know. The fruit of networking doesn't happen when it's planted, right? And fruit from anything don't happen when it's planted. You gotta what you gotta do if you plant something, right? You gotta put it in the dirt. You gotta put some water on it. You gotta put some feed in it, right? You gotta check on it, let some sunlight in it. You got all these different things that you need to do to see your plant bear fruit. Networking is the same thing. Have I walked into rooms, connected with somebody, and it became profitable instantly? Yes. I sold something instantly? Yes. That's absolutely happened to me. But is that the exception to the rule, or is that the rule? Right? And I can tell you that that is the exception to the rule. For the most part, you're going to meet people, connect with them, and that fruit may not bear for, it can happen in a week, it can happen in a month, it can happen in a year, it can happen 5 years from now, right? So definitely I know that I've connected with people years ago and just stayed in contact. And you know what? Now either I'm speaking on their stages, or now, I'm connecting with their groups, or whatever the case may be, right? So just remember, you don't know who will write your next check or lead you to that person who can write your next check, right? So stay connected. Erica, how do I do that? I'm glad you asked, right? So it could be as simple, like don't make these things difficult, y'all. It could be simple, right? Connecting on social media is one of the, I'll give you one of the things um that I've done, and really getting back to, right? Because I will say I have fell off of it. Y'all know I tell the truth, right? So, so I fell off of it. But one of the things I'm getting back to that social media gives you is birthdays. Everybody loves a good shout out for their birthday, right? And I know it's like the simplest thing, but it's easy and it reminds people that you're thinking about them. And listen, social media tell you when it is. They give you a whole list every day, right? So if you just go through that list every day, just say happy birthday, right? Right? And stay in connection, right? And then you can do things, right? Like send people messages, randomly. I did the other week. I started just randomly texting people on my phone. There is thousands of folks in my phone, just sitting in my phone that I have not talked to in quite some time, right? So I just started with A and just started texting folks. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? So if your name begins with A, you got a text message from me. It's just, I was just thinking about it. Like, you know what? I haven't spoken to some of these people in a long time. And dope people are dope people. Don't let dope people leave your life because you have not stayed in contact with them, right? So you can send a text message, you could do social, you can do lunches, right? When I go come back into a city, right? And I think the cat's out the bag now. So I guess I'll say it, right? Now that I've come back to New York City, right? I'm connecting with people that I know are here in New York City. I'm inviting folks to lunch. I'm doing all types of things. Why? Because I want to make sure that my network, right, still feels connected to me here. Right. And I obviously want to make sure people are connected to me all over the country, but I'm only in one place at one time. Right. So that is what it is. Right. And anything else I will say lastly is when you're out networking, if you're at an event or things like that, there's two things that I will say. One, remember that you are representing your business. So one, the look that you have, and also the, I know sometimes these are brunches and cocktails. All I'm saying is just still representing your business, is all I'm saying, right? And the second thing I will say is have fun, right? Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. And you're talking to somebody who's a recovering perfectionist, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. You're going to fumble over the words sometimes, right? People understand that you are human, right? And I think as entrepreneurs, we have to realize that people know we're human beings. We make mistakes. It's not perfect, right? But get out there and do it, right? So there is that. Remember, like I said earlier, I'm doing a full on masterclass, 90 minutes deep dive. I've got a workbook, a checklist, all types of things for networking, right? So that you can network with a purpose, um, confidence, profit, right? We're going to get through all of that, making sure that you get in the right rooms. Because listen, that's a thing too, right? There's a lot of times where people are in rooms, but they're not necessarily the rooms they need to be in, right? How to invest in the right rooms, right? Whether it's something is worth investing into a room, or how to find free rooms, all of these things we're going to talk about in this 90-minute deep dive. Make sure you go to eventproworkshop.com, and that will get you access to the masterclass. And yes, this masterclass is on me. Yes, ma'am. This masterclass is on me, so you don't have to worry about it. Right? I made it the best I could, right? So you don't have to worry about this masterclass is on me. And when you come to this masterclass, I am going to give you an opportunity to get into an amazing room, one of the most amazing rooms that I have been in a very long time. But we have access, and I have tickets to that room. And I am telling you, the people, everything that you need is going to be in that room. You definitely want to get in that room. And so I'm going to give you access for those of you who attend that class. So I'm super excited. Here in New York City, it's going to be live. So I cannot wait. Listen, you know what it is. You know what I always say. It's not about the revenue you generate in your business. It's all about the profit that you get to keep. My name is Erica Lang. I am the Money Elevation Strategist. And if you need me, you know how to reach me. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye, guys.